Hello, this is the video for Thursday, July 9th, and I'm going to go ahead and let people in from the waiting room.
Once again, ceiling view. I need to stop doing this.
Yay!
I made it. I made it early
Why is it always pointing towards the ceiling?
because I opened up my laptop and I'm not used to using the camera like ever.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have one on my tablet yet, but when I do, it'll actually be like me and not the side of me.
Cool. Nice. Let's see. Yesterday you were wearing your lighter earrings. What are we wearing today?
Today we just have duckies. Hang on, let me.
Yay!
A relatively normal earring.
Cute.
Ducky.
That's nice. Very nice.
I showed up with a cowboy hat.
I like the addition of the hat.
I'm hoping it'll make me more creative. I'm trying to hide behind the hat.
It'll stop the ideas from escaping out of your head.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not very good because it's got some vents in it. You know what I mean? So I need a
yeah.
better one. Put some tinfoil.
That's good for air conditioning, though.
Right? Pretending I'm outside.
Pretending that the outside world still exists.
Yeah.
Does it? I'm not sure. All I know is bashes at my house.
Hey, well, while people are joining, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my attendance sheet and mark everybody off.
You can just mark me off all the time, will you?
Okay, let's see. Pima.
Oh, well, I guess that's starting up now.
Kim, did you upload sticker pictures for show and tell?
Not yet.
Dang. Hoping you would. I don't know how you multitask like that.
The game. What, buy stickers, listen to class, and work on stuff?
Holy crap. Yeah, I'm so far confused at this point. I'm just sitting like a lump and trying not to pass out.
I've done this for years. And by that, I mean, I've never paid attention once in my life, and I'm somehow still doing it.
Okay, so let's see. Luke is here. And then
Cool.
Megan's here. Let's see. Claudia. Hello. And Alma. Hello, how are you?
Hi, good, thank you.
And let's see. Luke Cottrell is user 826. Adrian. Don't see him yet. Rena, I thought I saw. Rena. Yep, right there.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. I don't see Yi yet.
Oh,
Milo, I see. And then Diego, I don't think I saw him. Diego. Oh, he's there. Okay, Diego. Hello, Diego. Okay, so I got most of you. Oh, here's Yi joining. Hello, Yi. And I think we got most of you except for Adrian. He'll probably pop in just a sec. Okay. All right, so let me go to the class website, see what we're looking at today.
I'm just double checking. Did you get me? Cynthia?
I'm sorry, can you speak a little louder?
Did you get me, Cynthia?
As part of the attendance?
Yeah. Just double
Let
checking.
me see. La 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 la. Where is Cynthia? Oh, yeah, you're right. There was more down below. Oh, I'm a bad tennis taker. Oh yeah, it's my my screen when it gets too small, it like doesn't show me there's stuff below. You're right. Thank you. Okay, so here's Kim. And then Robin. Hello, Robin and Kim. And Brianna. Brianna. Okay, let's see, Brianna. And then Cynthia, we got you. And then Carolina. Okay, sweet. Oh yeah, okay. And then Wednesday, I gotta mark all these people as being here. Okay, good. All right, so let me look at one thing real quick. Date. Okay, today is the 9th, right? So that's Alma. So Alma, you're there, right?
Yes, I'm here.
Did you get a chance to put your presentation together?
I did, yes.
Okay, cool. So would you be overjoyed and thrilled to start out the class with your presentation?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay. So let me see. I just have to make it so you can share. Sharing options, all participants. Okay. Okay, so now you can share your screen via that little link at the bottom of Zoom. And you can bring up your presentation and then do it for us, if you like.
Okay, actually, can you let me into the class through my computer so that I can share? So I'm trying to join the class.
You're trying to join the class through what?
Through another computer so that I can
Okay, here we
share.
go. Yeah, you just popped up. Okay. All right, you should be in.
Okay.
Is it just me that doesn't see anything?
No, yeah, I'm not sharing yet.
Okay, cool, because I'm always like the last one to be just slow. Thanks.
Okay, can you see now?
I can.
Okay, so I decided to do my presentation on how digital photography has come and cameras have come along this way. So how the cameras got started, and then I started with the daguerreotype, which is it used to be called the camera obscura, and I have a few clips, a video throughout the presentation, so I'm just gonna play. And that's just a video saying how it worked, that it didn't actually took pictures, but rather it manipulated the image. And this camera was seen as early as the 4th century BC. That's called the camera obscura. And then after this, so let's go back to this. So that was like the beginning of how photography started. And then you wonder how we got to this now. What's called the daguerreotype. So it was the first commercially successful photographic process, and it took a long time. So if you can see the pictures, people didn't look too happy back. And those pictures, they had to sit still for extended periods of time. And then sometimes their hair was clamped to something so that they can hold it for a longer time. And this is how a studio used to be back then. It was situated at the top of a building. I imagine that's for the light. And then there was a lot of people helping, posing people on a chair that was on a raised surface, on a platform. And now you see these modern studios that we can have them anywhere. Basically, it doesn't matter if you have light or not. We have many artificial lights, products and stuff. Also, in the year 1900, we got this Kodak Brownie, which was what basically introduced photography as we have it now. It was a pretty inexpensive product back then. It was like $1 or something, which was like $30, $40 to this time. And then this is the guy who introduced digital photography in 1975, and I'll play a short clip from him too. Can you hear something?
No.
No? Okay. Well, he's explaining how he's saying that he's an inventor of the camera and how this camera worked. It had 2 buttons, one to turn it on, and then the other one to shoot the picture, basically. It took the picture but didn't actually store it. He had to put a cassette in to save the picture. Let's see, here it is. So you can see right here, he put the cassette, and it didn't save many pictures like now that we have digital cameras and you can save tons of pictures and delete them, and that was just a one-time thing. And he said he saved about 30 pictures at a time in a cassette like this. He couldn't do more because they weren't like ready to work with that many pictures at the time. And then going to printing from old school, like how you did this, it was a long process to get one image, and now we have the digital printing when you can do many pictures at a time. And then this is just the evolution of the cameras from the starting point to now. And well, that's it. I'm not gonna play this video because you can't hear. So that's it.
Very nice. Yay. Good job.
Very
Wow, that's
cool.
so interesting. I
That
didn't
was
know.
good.
I didn't know half that stuff. I didn't know that that somebody invented a digital camera in 1975. That's pretty incredible. What do you guys think about that stuff?
That was really nice. I liked it.
Yeah, really cool.
I don't personally know much about it, so it was kind of.
I saw some of that in our digital photography class that I took, but not the one with the cassette tape, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, Alma, are you a big photographer?
No, I'm just starting. Not really. I have 2 kids. My kids are 1 and 3, and so since they were born is when I really got into it.
Okay. And have you taken the digital photography class at Pima?
Yes, I have. And I saw some of this there, and I thought, like, why do we need to know that? But now I know why, because we might see it in another classes.
There you go. Well, nice job. I really enjoyed your presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go look at the class website, see what's next. Okay, so it says, look at work that's been done. Okay, so I am going to jump into the folder where all our stuff is so that we can see what you guys have been up to. All right, give me a second here. All right, there, and then this. Okay, and logging into Drive. And the folder. It's the folder. Okay, good. All right, I'm there. So, let's see. I guess I'm gonna share my screen. And okay. Oops. Okay. All right. So I've got our folder here with everybody's stuff in it, and let me open up my participants window and my chat window in case you guys have any comments, and then we'll just take a look in here. We're not going to do the show and tell right now. I thought we'd do that at the end of the class because that's a fun thing to look forward to. So we'll just start out by looking at any work that you guys have done. So Diego, anything new from you?
I think it's the flower shop one that I added. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
That looks
Gee.
good.
Oh, great.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a hard time finding the symbols at first, but then I figured out how to place them. So I
Yeah.
finally figured out where all the flowers were because they were hiding from me.
Yeah. I find the symbol tools to be kind of wonky. I'm not a huge fan of them, but they have their purpose, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. That looks great.
All right, thank you.
And then let's see. We have Cynthia. Anything new?
Yeah, I have something new, but I'm having trouble uploading it. in my drive.
Could you speak up a little bit, Cynthia?
That what did I say? That I have something new, but I'm having trouble uploading it to my drive.
All right. Will you let us know when you get it up there?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Carolina, anything in your world?
I just uploaded the second part of the flyer.
Okay, second part.
Flyer part 2.
Got it. Okay, so this is the second part of the tire sale, right?
Yeah.
Everything on sale, huge savings. Oh, cool. So you used are some of those symbols?
Yeah. The top left and the bottom right.
So do you remember what the assignments were, like what they said to do with each one?
No, because I didn't really understand it. And I was doing it in a rush because I had an appointment.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, regardless, these look good. You did a nice job of product placement and putting the text in and everything. And you did some different colors and some different types of graphics. So that's nice too. All right, looks good. And then is that it from you?
Yeah, that's the only thing I have on there.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and the tire logo. I forgot. Sorry.
Oh, you got the tire?
Yeah, the tire.
Tire flyer?
Yeah.
All right, good. That looks nice. I like when you guys get the blue to look really good in the gradient. That looks cool. Okay, good job. And let's see. So Kim, anything happening besides stickers in Kim World?
Do I might. I think I uploaded the 1-star poster. I think that's about it, though.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, that looks nice. Are those little bats?
Yep.
Yeah. They are.
Are they vampire bats?
Yep.
That's why there's no people, right? They spit everybody.
Those used to be people.
Well, it looks nice, Kim. I like it.
Awesome.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay, and
Let's see. Is there anything else new? I don't think so.
okay, Luca Beta, do you have anything new?
Yes, kind of. I finished the tire sale thing.
Okay, let's take a look at that. Ooh, that looks nice.
Sure.
Yeah, now you might want to put in some drop shadows on the stars and the tires.
I
And the
forgot
little-
to do that.
The little red center thing is missing on the bottom.
Oh yeah, there's a little thing at the bottom here of the, it says big tires. I think there's some little text at the bottom too.
Red, white letters and red little box, but that's really pretty.
So what were you saying, Luke?
I forgot about the drop shadows.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe just add those in because it's just a good little practice on how to do that. And then take a look at the assignment and see if you can generate that little red and yellow text down here at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
But it looks good. I think you did a nice job. Okay, and then let's see. We'll go back here, and we have Brianna. Anything from Brianna? Are you? Let's see. I don't think Brianna's here. Okay, yeah, she's not. She has to work. How about you, Rena? Anything new?
I have the second part of the flyer, but I don't think I did it right.
Okay, and it's called Huge Sale Ads.
Yeah. I don't know if I did it right.
Let's see. Well, I'd have to look at the assignment itself to see if we did it right. Let's check that out.
Yeah.
I have a question on it.
All right, well, hold on just 1 second. Let me bring it up real quick.
Well, it says negative space, and is that supposed to be white?
Negative space is essentially empty space. So you could call it white space. That's one name for it. Okay, so
I can have colored.
that was this class. Yeah, well, see, if you don't have a white background, it's whatever the empty space is. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I just didn't know if it could have a color background. Okay.
It could have, like, negative space can be a colored space. Sorry.
Ooh.
Trying to get here. Okay, so we got there. So now I gotta get to where my downloads, I can see them. Okay, downloads. This. Okay, and then here it is. Let's read what it says. Okay. La, 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 la. So although designs are generally more sophisticated, starting with some basics is a good foundation in creating an ad. Common techniques include making the headline dominant, the product dominant, grouping a series of the products to add interest, or using a light touch with lots of white space called negative space to make the ad look more upscale. In all these techniques, it is important to have a single primary focal element in the ad. A single primary element catches the viewer's eye, whereas a cluttered ad with no focus is passed over. Okay, so let's see. So we want one with lots of white space. We want a headline dominant. We want a product dominant. And we want a series of products. Okay, so if we look at the example here, just trying to squeeze this over a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the one with lots of white space, let's see. So product dominant would probably be this one down here. Headline dominant would probably be this one, or maybe actually this one, and this one is the one with the white space. And then this is a grouping of products. Okay, does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so let's look at yours again in light of that information. Okay, so here's one with a headline dominant. Here's one with maybe the product dominant, assuming that is a product.
I was just thinking of cats. I was like, you know what? Cats for sale. How about that?
I
Yeah,
like
I
it.
mean, we're going to make the assumption that this is your product, that you're selling this little cat or something, right?
Yeah, selling cats.
Right. And then this could be the white, you know, the negative space. But then you do need to have a little collection of things, right?
Okay. I'll
So
do that.
maybe,
A pile of cats.
what's that?
A pile of cats.
A pile of
Yeah,
cats.
yeah. I'll
Cats,
do
cats,
that.
cats chewing on little livers that they got from
Oh no.
the other side.
Yeah.
Dog pile, not cat pile.
We work out of the same building.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, maybe reconsider this and add some of those things we talked about and put them in here.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, looks good though. I like the kitty.
Thank you.
I just downloaded my sale ads.
Okay, so Cynthia, let's see, huge sale ads.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we're just talking about: big headline, big product, grouping, and then white space.
Good job.
That's kind of a cool looking ice cream cone. It looks like a futuristic ice cream cone. Like instead of like, you know how the scoops of ice cream are round, it's like they're little ovals.
Yeah.
I like the opacity of the grouped one.
You like the opacity?
Yeah,
Of
just
the
on the
guys
grouped
right
one.
here?
Makes it look good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of cool, huh?
the ghost cream cones.
Now, one thing I would say, and I'm seeing this, yeah, the ghost ice cream. I'm seeing this in several of your projects here. Is try to leave some space between your text and the edge of the ad. If you try to squeeze as much in there, it looks like it's squeezed, and it has kind of a, you know, from an aesthetic perspective, it looks a little like, oh, you know, they squeezed everything in there. It doesn't look like there's a lot of room and free space, and the eye is actually attracted to sort of more minimalistic designs. Like if you compare this one down here, you know, it's attractive not only because of the negative space, but also because there's space between the text and the edge of the ad, right? Where if you look at the one right above it, when the text goes right to the edge of the ad, then it's less appealing.
So that sounds like a really big concept, that the eye is attracted to negative space.
Well, the eye, if you'll notice when you're reading a book, you know, your eyes are just kind of running over the text, but you notice that books don't have text that goes from one edge of the page all the way to the other. There's a couple reasons for that. One is the limitations of printing, but the other is they actually leave some negative space, some white space around the edge to kind of balance the page out for your eye. That's why paragraphs exist too. Because if you think about it, you know, if we were being the most efficient possible, every book you ever read would just be a block of text, you know, going from one edge to the other. It would be as much information as we could squeeze in.
And you'd be really spiraling.
Right.
You'd have a
So
hard time with that.
even books have a balance between positive and negative space. Positive is what's filled with content, and negative is what has nothing. And so that's really important concept.
Is there a known proportion, like that whole group of three thing? I mean, is there like a...
There probably is. I think it's just instinctual though with most designers.
Right.
Like what I think is a beautiful balance is if there's this approximately the same amount of positive and negative space. So if you look at Cynthia's ad in the lower right corner here, I think that qualifies. There's about the same amount of content filling up the space as there is negative space, and it creates a very pleasing look.
Fascinating.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Very pretty.
All right, so let's see. Kind of lost track. So we looked at Serena. So Milo, anything new from you?
Yeah, I did the flyer, the flower poster.
Flower. All right. Buying lots of flowers. That looks good.
I feel like something's not centered.
You what?
Yeah, I'm missing the text in the middle, like the block paragraph.
Oh, yeah, the window is a little off balance. Do you see that? There's not the same amount of space on the right and the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to take all of these elements and shift them over to the right a little bit. And you know what really helps is to create a guideline. You know, take your rulers and, you know, of course, under a PC, it's under Edit Preferences. Go to Units and change this general thing to inches from points or picas or whatever it is. So then you'll see your 8.5 and your 11. You know, Command R to turn on your ruler or Control R on the PC. Click on the left ruler and come over to 4 1/4 and let go. And there's your guideline for centering things.
Is there a way to center like a group of flowers, for instance, without them stacking on top of each other, like keeping them the same distance from one another?
I'm sorry, it was a little hard for me to understand exactly what you were saying.
So like if I go into Illustrator now and select all the big flowers and then do horizontal line, then they'd all kind of go in the same center.
Oh, they go in the center. Yeah, you don't necessarily want to do horizontal line. You could just shift click each one of them, and you could shift click every element on this page except for the background flowers and the frame, and then just click on that. And you know, if you have a guideline in there, just drag it all over to the right, holding your shift key down so that it moves in a straight line until basically the center of this window line is lined up with your center guideline.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if there was a quick way to do it.
What's that?
The Control Y thing really helps me to see that.
Okay. Okay, so but it looks good, yeah, and yeah, make that little fix and you'll be good.
Cool.
Okay, Adrian, anything from you?
Yeah, I got I think the tile. I'm finishing the flower one now.
What's the tire one?
Yeah, I think I got that done.
Oh yeah, that looks good. Very nice. Now, if you could just create a tire sale for me here in Tucson so I can get tires for my Subaru, I'd be all set.
Oh, yeah, and I did the pot too.
Which one?
I did
Part two.
another
Oh,
one.
the second part of
I think
that.
it was, yeah,
Let's see. We got Adrian ads probably.
I think, yeah, it's probably that one.
Oh, wow.
What a nice shoe.
Nice shoes.
Yeah.
I never buy
Shoes.
shoes like that. I wish I did. Those are cool shoes.
That's
They're cool shoes.
they cost tires, sneakers for your car. Kind of make me laugh.
Oh, like they're tires for your body. Sneakers are.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
I think these
Yeah.
look really good. Let's see. I would say that it's hard for me to tell which one of these would be the one where the headline is featured over the product. Because see, this one right here, it looks like product is featured. This is the grouped one. And this is a headline, but this shoe is like much bigger. Do you kind of see what I mean? It's like for the version that would be where the headline is the predominant focal point, you would need to shrink something a lot. Like for example, if this shoe sale were really bold and this shoe were much, much smaller, then that one might qualify as being headline primary focus, right?
Or the one on the top right could be bigger headline, but that shrink the shoe, and that could be the
Shrink the
negative
tire, you
point.
mean? Yeah, like this could be another example. If you make, right. So in other words, you actually made a good point. Both of these two on the diagonals they're similar. They both have a big headline and a big product, but you need one of them to have a smaller product so that the headline is the dominant feature.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
Because then you have a white space one.
Yeah, so maybe make that little change and re-upload it when you get a chance. Okay, so that was Adrian. So Claudia, anything new in Claudia land?
I'm gonna upload in a little bit.
Okay, well you'll let me know when it's there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Mia, anything new?
Yeah, there's a couple things.
Which ones? These three?
It should say Star Party redone.
Okay, this is where you change the gradient a bit.
Yeah, and I made the top bigger and put a different stroke on it, and I just tried to make it more readable a little.
Yeah.
You know, trying.
Looks good.
And I made it glow, the glow, because I liked whoever did that.
That's nice.
Made me laugh. And then if you go back in the folder, there's a thing that says tire thing, and not that. Go back one more to the little wording because I want to show you something about. Guess who's a proofreader? So your directions say to have the magenta on the top and the red on the bottom, but the picture has red on the top and magenta on the bottom.
Oh.
And I didn't want to get graded off for having it upside down, so I made all kinds of highlights and arrows.
Okay.
That's called Mia is not always wrong. So yeah, so most of the
Good
time I
for
am.
you. Good for you. Well, my apologies for the error, but actually that's a really good lesson because see, like I said when I was talking yesterday about working for a client, if a client sends you an email and they have very specific instructions and you follow the instructions and then they say no, that's not what we wanted, you can say, well, I followed the instructions. Your instructions are wrong, right? And that becomes a much bigger deal when people are paying you for things. And when people are paying you, then the written instruction is almost like a form. It's like a contract. You know, somebody's paying you and they send you what they want you to do. You do that exact work and you expect to be paid for it. And then they say, no, that wasn't what we asked for. And you show them the email. Well, that's what you asked for. And that's what I'm going to be paid for. Right. You know, of course, there's wiggle room. You want to work with clients and say, well, you know, for X amount of money, I'll make changes and blah, blah, blah. But it is important that you read instructions correctly and follow them. And if they're wrong, then you need to point that out like Mia did here. Very good.
And can you go back to my tire sale, my image? Because I had a question. So on the indent on the text, I know you said not to worry about it too much, and it said indent at 12. I actually had to enter 24, and I don't know why, to get it to look like it was
It could just be your font size.
right. Okay, and then so don't worry about that too much. The other one was I couldn't really adjust the drop shadows. I mean, I added them all. I was being like so type A and reading all the directions to, you know, like every little letter, but I didn't really have any luck adjusting the drop shadow so much. I don't know if I
The
was
drop shadows are kind of a pain. I can show you how I adjust them. So here's a little circle that we want to put a drop shadow on. So we go Effect, Stylize, Drop Shadow. Okay, so you can see that the drop shadow drops in there. Now, one of the things that I find really annoying is when you click these plus things here, sometimes they go like a set amount that's not what I want, you know, like it's too big or it's too small or whatever. So what you really have to do, if clicking these up and down arrows doesn't give you what you want, you just have to go in here and adjust this number, right? So let's say for the sake of argument that, let's see, this is the X offset, right? So let's say that I wanted my drop shadow to be somewhere between 0 and 0.125 off to the right, right? So what I would do is just go in here and experiment. I'd put a 0 in instead of the 1. And then if you hit your tab key, it will show you the preview of that. And maybe that's not enough. So maybe I'm going to put this up to like an 8 and hit my tab key again, right? And so if you just experimenting with this, you can eventually get what you want.
Okay, yeah, I remember that menu, and I think I just remembered that my keyboard freaked out, and it was typing like random symbols instead of numbers. And so I was, because I'm struggling to keep up with all you guys, I just decided to take the default drop shadow.
Okay, well, it's good.
And I usually experiment with like 0.5. And that usually gets me relatively close.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
0.5 on everything. Let's see how that looks.
Just like switching between 0.5.
0.5, 1, 1.5, 2.
Oh, like that kind of stuff. Okay.
Yes, okay. Well, oh, that.
Now it's really jumping off the page.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Okay. All right, good.
Thanks.
All right, let's see what else we got in here. Go back. So, Robin, anything from you?
Yeah, I put my the second part of the tire sale and the flower shop.
Wow. Are those symbols?
I just use the fish symbols.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
I want to design my own.
Yeah, no, I get it. What do you guys think?
I love it. I love the colors.
Yeah, she did a really nice job of like, you know, here's clearly the minimalist one. Here's the group together. Here's the one where the product is bigger, and here's the one where the headline is bigger.
Yeah.
So it's a good experiment to do, because then when you're doing an ad for somebody, you could think in the back of your head, oh, you know, I have these 4 starting points, you know, big headline, big product, grouped product, or negative space, you know, balance, minimalistic. And then, you know, you can start from those perspectives and you can mix and match them a little bit, whatever you need to do. That looks really good. And what was the other one?
The flower shop one.
Flower. Oh, okay. Very nice. All right. That looks good.
Perfectly centered.
Yeah.
I love the align tool. It's my favorite.
Yeah. The align tool rocks. I like the align tool. Okay. That looks good. All right. Alma, anything from you?
I don't think I've seen my, what was that? The tire sale ad?
That's in class assignments?
Yes.
So it was this one or the next one or both?
Is there two? That's the one.
Okay, that
So-
one, and then you did the huge ads one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, you're selling perfume. You have a store that sells perfume and tires. A nice comp.
I
So-
really like the top left, however you put the sale on top of clearance, I guess. I don't know. Like the way the font's kind of.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you did everything according to the assignment. I'd say the same thing I said before, which is try not to get your text too squished up against the edge there. Here's a little trick you guys can do when you're designing an ad and you don't want to get too close to the edge. Let's say that this is the space that you have for your ad. Like that, right? So what you can do is you can copy that square. So I'm going to copy it, and then you can paste it in place. So we'll go edit, paste in place. Now what that's done is it's taken the exact same square and pasted it on top of itself. Now what you can do is double click on your scale tool here and change the scale to something like, I don't know, I'm just going to put it in 80% and hit my tab key. And you see what this does, it makes a little box which is smaller than the first one, and you can hit OK, right? So now what you can do is you can use that as a guideline, and when you create your content, don't go past this inner box. You know, make sure all your content fits inside that inner box, and then you'll definitely have some room outside of that where the actual ad ends, and that'll help a lot. You won't be squishing the edges of your ads. And actually, what you'll find is in a lot of ads, they'll actually give you the template, and it will actually have this thing right here. This is often called a safe area. And the safe area is the area in which you can put content without it getting cut off by, you know, another ad, or if this is something like a postcard being trimmed, it won't be too close to the edge or whatever. So this is the safe area here. Let's see, I got to find my character so I can shrink it down, this text size, so it fits in there. Yeah, that's the safe area right there, inside.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, looks good. I like those. And then we have Yi. Anything new, Mr. Yi?
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do have that part 2. Project 3 part 2, I believe.
Okay, it's not that one part of there. Oh. Okay. It looks good. I think one of your text things got a little bumped here.
Oh.
Yeah. So these are the sushi symbols, right?
Yep.
They look good. They look good. So this one would be the one with the large headline. This with the large product.
I think that was the large product on the right side.
Oh, this bottom one?
Bottom right. Yep. Yeah. And the top right side is the
Minimum.
blank text or.
Yeah, that's the negative space, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Looks good. Wow, that's a lot of crazy sushi going on there.
Yeah, it is. And I had another one, which is the flower thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one that I'm not too stoked about.
This one?
Yeah.
Well, that looks nice.
Love symbols.
Yeah, I tried my best.
Yeah, no, you did fine. You know, we talked about the fact that the symbols are kind of wonky, but you know, at least you know where they are. Like, if some point you're doing a flyer for somebody and they're like, "Can you throw like a floral background back there?" You know, at least you know what to do, right?
Yeah, I at least I know the function.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got to tell you guys, I don't know if I should tell you this, but like, so I know what symbols are and I know how to use them, but I have yet to use one in an actual project. So, I mean, of course, if you make your own symbols, that's a different story. You know, then you could make a symbol that's your logo, for example, and then just drop it in on everything you do, you know.
That would
Okay.
be fun.
All right, looks good. And then we have Luke Cottrell. Anything from you?
Just the flower flyer thing, the flower show.
Flower show?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that looks good. Nice.
I forgot about the ad things. I'll do that tonight.
Okay.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
and
glad I forgot because I got everybody's feedback before I had to do it myself.
yeah, that's
I know.
true. That's a good point. And plus you pick up on the fact now that you can use symbols as your products and it makes it even easier, right? Yeah. That looks good.
Hey, how? Okay, so Yi, Robin, and Luke have, they have the same exact flowers. I was wondering, how do you guys did that? Because do we have to create new flowers, or are they in the library or something?
You probably weren't here yesterday when we were showing you the flowers are in the symbol library, and the way that you get there is you click on your symbol tool up here.
Found it.
Let me show you. Can you see my screen here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I already found it. I didn't. Oh, jeez. Here I am working so much on making original.
Wow.
Oh,
Show them to us.
You're making original content for the ad, you mean?
Yeah, like I thought, since I mean, like, how do I duplicate it? Maybe I can screenshot it, copy it, and then do a tracer for. Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, well, congratulations on doing original artwork for that. I mean, it won't hurt you to do that. You just become a better artist and more familiar with the tools. But yeah, if you want to, you can just use symbols as placeholders for the products, you know. Okay, let's see. So let me go to the website, see what's next on the agenda. All right, so I got to go back up to today. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see. We've been meeting for about 45 minutes. Would you guys like a 5-minute break? Okay, why don't we take a little break and then we'll come back and we'll look at some cool stuff.
Thank you.
Cooper's pouting because I had my mic muted and he was barking and stuff, and I told him he had to wait because it's not Cooper time yet.
Now it is.
See, now it's Cooper time. Now you can bark, but now he's laying down and he's pouting.
Now he's like, I don't feel like barking.
Sounds like it's Miller time. It's Cooper time.
I'm gonna grab me Snapple actually because I have a chance to.
What deliciousness do you have there, Kim?
I have exploded pizza rolls.
Yeah. Woo. Sounds good.
Antioxidants for your brain.
Nice.
Right? Not helping. The hat, the antioxidants, I'm still lost.
I'm on the Dasani diet. Not really. I just don't have any.
Oh man. Still looks like vodka. Try harder.
Yeah, that would be great. I guess that's, well, I don't really drink, but that would be one of the great things about being teaching at home, right? Or actually just taking a class at home.
Well, yeah, so Mia figures this out the day of her presentation. I don't drink either, but I had wine during class. I was like,
that's kind of cool. I mean,
like, kids were impressed with me. They're like, yeah, Mom, duh.
Wine and cheese, a little wine and cheese plate, you know, right next to you during class. That's pretty awesome. That's how we can advertise these online classes. There's got to be some benefits there, right? Hey, well, so what I want to talk to you guys about is the next assignment, and I'm going to show you, give you some background information that will help you with the next assignment. So I'm going to go to the class website, and then I'm going to share my screen. Let's see, class website here. Okay, and then now sharing of the screen. Share screen, share. Okay, so what we're going to do, the assignment that we're going to look at a little later is designing a mascot for a product, which is a pretty fun assignment. But what we're going to look at previous to talking about the mascot is we're going to look at color. We're going to talk about color a little bit, some basic color theory, and then we're going to look at color palettes and how to create color palettes. And so I want to start out by showing you a video, and this video was only like 1 minute and 45 seconds long or something. And they just kind of power through, it's kind of like a drive-by video on color theory basics, right? So we'll take a look at that just to, you know, get everybody up to par, at least on some of these terms. And then we'll go ahead and start talking about palettes and stuff. So let me go ahead and bring this video up. Here it is. I guess I'll make it big and play.
Color theory basics. How are the colors created? Color theory is an examination of the relationship of colors and their interactions. Primary colors. Red, yellow, and blue are the foundation of the color wheel. The primary colors are the purest colors on the chart and are not made from mixing colors. Secondary colors. Green, orange, and violet are created by mixing 2 primary colors. Tertiary colors. Created by mixing 2 colors, 1 primary and 1 secondary. How can we create harmonious color schemes from the color wheel? The relationship between colors are represented on a color wheel where harmonious combinations are found. These combinations are called color schemes and use any of the following on the color wheel. Complementary. 2 colors opposite from each other. Triadic. 3 colors equally spaced forming a triangle. Square. 2 pairs of colors opposite from each other forming a rectangle. What are 3 controlling variables of color creation? Hue, the color. Saturation, the intensity of a color and how much it differs from white. Value, the relative lightness or darkness of a color. Through understanding these basic principles of color theory, finding and applying the right colors for your projects can become a little easier.
Okay, so that is the basic color theory video, and you guys are probably aware of many of those concepts, but I thought I'd show you that just as a jumping off point to talk about color. And then the next thing I wanted to do was I wanted to go to this website that is run by Adobe. It's located at color.adobe.com. And This used to be called Kuler, Kuler, which was, I guess, Adobe's first name for this this product. But what I want to show you is it's an interactive color wheel. And what you can do, like, for example, inside of that video we just saw, they talked about complementary colors. And on this color wheel, you can actually, and you can visit it yourselves if you guys want to play with this yourself. You can actually, it'll show you colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel, which are complementary. And then you can actually grab the colors and drag them to new locations, right? And then it will show you, you know, what the opposite is or the complement for that color. Like, you know, many of us know that gold and blue are complementary colors. And so, but, you know, if you go this way, you get a lighter blue or a lighter yellow and a darker blue. This way, it's a little more orange, right? And then, of course, the outer one is one which has more black in it, and the inner one has more white in it. So that's like, you know, the shade of the color. And you can bring those in if you like, or pull them out. And so this is doing two things for you. First of all, it's helping you experiment with colors and see how colors are related to each other. But secondly, it's actually making a color palette for you, and this right here. And what you can do is you can click the save button, and it asks you to log into Adobe's Creative Cloud. And then once you do, you can save this color palette into your Adobe library, your online cloud library. And then you can actually download it and use it in projects in Adobe products. Now, some of the things, some of the different, if you look on this drop-down menu, these are the different harmony systems and patterns that color can be used in. Or I should say how color can be used. So like analogous color is color that's similar. So these are all shades of yellow, right? Monochromatic, of course, is one color, mono meaning one. So it's all just versions of the same color with more light and dark added. The triad is what they were talking about before, which is where if you draw a little triangle on your color wheel, it's the 3 points of the triangle where those colors hit. Or where the triangle hits. Complementary, we talked about. Split complementary is kind of weird. It's kind of like taking that complementary and adding a little triangle to it, and then you get these other weirdo colors. And some of these color harmonies are pretty esoteric and out there. There's probably use for them in advanced color theory, like double split complementary. I mean, whoa, that's pretty crazy. You know, how often are you going to use that one, right?
Always.
Here's the one called square. They talked about that in the video, which is if you draw a square where the 4 points hit. Compound colors, okay? So these are colors that are, these sets of colors are very close to each other on the color wheel. Shades, which of course is adding white and black to colors to make different shades of the color. And finally, custom colors, which is where you're mixing your own colors. Now, as you're mixing these colors, you'll see the colors pop up in the color wheel down here. It will also show you the amount of red, green, and blue in your colors, and you can actually move these sliders to add more or less, and this, of course, is your brightness. And you can change the color system to CMYK, HSV, which is hue, saturation, and vibrance, and LAB, which is sort of a high-end Photoshop color system. But one thing that's really important to know about color is that there's at least two main color systems that are going to affect you guys in your graphic career. One is RGB, which is the color system for electronic devices, red, green, blue. And the other is CMYK, which is the color system, the color space for printed material. You guys know what CMYK stands for?
Magenta, yellow, and I don't know, grayscale.
So the first word is cyan, which is a light blue color. Magenta, which is this color right here. Yellow, and then the last one is black. The way I remember that is that black ends with a K, and so there's the K. But also the reason that it's a K is because black is what's called the key color. And black is always printed last in the series. And the reason is because black usually covers up the mistakes of any colors that didn't quite touch on the printing, right? So cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. If you print something on a giant printing press, it might go through 4 different presses, giant presses, and each one is going to print one of those colors: cyan, then magenta, then yellow, then black. Even on your little doinky home printer, some of them which are very sophisticated have 3 or 4 cartridges: cyan, yellow, magenta, and black, and it does the same thing. It prints each one at a time, just like a large format printer, right? So it's important to know that there's 2 different color spaces, at least 2 main ones, one that exists on the computer and one that exists in the real world, quote. And depending on what you're designing, that's going to change which color space you're going to create in. Now, if we take that over to Illustrator, when you create a brand new document in Illustrator, like File New, let's see what happens with Illustrator. I hit File New and basically, okay, there we go. So when you create a brand new document in Illustrator, notice that down here it asks you what color mode you want to create in, right? And if you click on this drop-down menu, there's basically RGB and CMYK. Now, if you're like me and you always just go up here and click whatever the template one is, like print, if you're going to do something for print, it's automatically going to go in CMYK mode because that's the color mode for things that are printed. If you're going to go for something like web, it's automatically going to go into RGB, red, green, blue, because that's for the web, right? Now, also, I want you to know something else different about this. Look at where it says, down here, it says the resolution. If you're creating something for the web, it's going to be what we call low resolution, which is 72 pixels per inch. And if you're creating something for printing, it's what we call high resolution, which is 300 pixels per inch, right? And what they're referring to there is how many pixels you can fit in 1 square inch of that paper, right? So let's pretend this is a perfect little square. In a web design, you're going to be able to fit 72 little dots or pixels going across this way and 72 this way, and that's going to be the resolution of your graphic, right? The more pixels, the higher the resolution, the better your graphic looks. In a printed document, it's going to be 300 this way and 300 this way. And once again, this is representing, 1 inch. And so because you have more pixels, basically more than 4 times as many pixels as the web, it's going to look 4 times better, right? At least. Something to keep in mind, you can also take documents that were created in one color space and change them to the other, right? Like, for example, let's say that here I am, doing my award-winning design, right? And that's supposed to be a little face. It doesn't really look like one. It looks like a guy who's like kind of half satisfied with life. Anyway, so let's say, okay, I made this and I'm like, oh, darn, I made it in a CMYK color space for printing, but I really want to put it on my website, right? So what you can do is, let's see, you go over here to File, and then you come down here to Document Color Mode and see how it says CMYK RGB. Now, this is on the Macintosh. On the PC, I'm not sure. It should be in the same place. What do you think? Have you guys checked? Is it in the same place?
I'll look.
Yeah. So under File, look for Document Color Mode.
File, document. Yep, same 2.
Okay. So then all you have to do is change this RGB color. You'll notice that it changes up here in the tab, the name of it, right? So it's just thinking, and then it's going to change. Yes. Okay, and you can notice right up here, this used to say CMYK, and now it says RGB, right?
Okay.
Now, keep in mind that more and more, in fact, I would say it's pretty much a standard these days, any graphic that you create is going to be used in both formats, right? It's definitely going to be used on somebody's website, maybe in their digital communications, email blasts, email newsletters. you know, maybe other digital formats, right? And then in print, you know, because print is still a thing, right? People sending out postcards, doing business cards. So potentially any document you create in Illustrator, Photoshop, or whatever is going to have multiple uses. So you might save different versions of the file. You might have the CMYK version that's for printing. You know, let's say this is your logo, and then you might have the RGB version, which is for the website, right?
Is there a typical file naming system? Just your file name and then just add that?
That's one way to do it, yeah. Or another way you could do it is just make a folder called print and one called web. And then basically you just drop all the stuff in each folder, right, for print and web.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to show you just the process of saving and using this color theme, this palette, right? So, you know, it says, okay, you want to save this to your library and you want to call it My Color Theme. I'm going to call it My Color Theme 2. I'm going to hit save. And the only reason it saved it was because I just logged into my Creative Cloud account. If you guys hit this and you're not logged in, it might ask you to go log in, right? And now what you can do is you can go to your Creative Cloud account. Let's see, Adobe account. Let me see if I can get there. Okay, and then, okay, of course we have to locate the damn thing, which is easier said than done. Let's see. Okay, there's my apps. Here's my work. Let's click on my work. I don't have anything saved in here, so it shouldn't be that hard. Okay, here we go. So we go to libraries. Yeah, I saved it in a library. Yeah, there it is. Here we go. So here's one called My Library. Yay, and there's some colors, right? All right, so let's see. Let me go into the one called Your Library because owned by you, shared with you. Okay, owned by you. What about My Library? I'm really looking for the palette. Show me the palette. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so see, this is like the theme that I just saved. And what you can do is you can download this thing. So let's see, if I click on this and then I hit, that looks like upload. Where's download? What is that? Is that upload or download?
That's download, isn't it? Oh.
It says invite get link. Okay.
Up in the upper corner with the little, looks like a 4-layer hamburger.
I see these dots. I see copy and rename. I see that, but that's
even higher. No, just up one and over one. There's a hamburger with a green arrow.
No, that's for my my browser. Let me right click on it. I don't know where the little thing. Oh, hey, I know. What if I double click on it? Okay, good. So now I double clicked on it, and now I wish this were easier. Stupid Adobe, making it incredibly hard. I mean, shouldn't there just be a download icon, please, God?
Yeah.
Here. All right, let's see. Well, I don't know where the damn thing is. I don't want to waste your time.
I will look for it as soon as I get a chance.
Library, your library. Okay, great. Well, anyway, so they're not making it very easy on me, but I was able to upload one of these a little earlier, and then I was able to download it. And I'll show you what it looks like, how to get it into your program. So when you download this thing, however the heck that is that you can download it, it becomes something called an ASE file, right? I'm going to go ahead and type that out here so you can see it. So a .ase file is basically a swatch file that you can bring into programs like Photoshop and Illustrator. So now what I'm going to do is I downloaded a file to my desktop called dark.ase, and I'm going to bring that into Illustrator. I did that a little earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open my swatches panel here, this right here. And I'm going to click on my hamburger menu. I'm going to go open swatch library, and then I'm going to go other library. And then I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to find this file called dark.ase. and that is the palette. Here it is right here. I hit open, and here it is. It just loads in that whole palette of colors, right?
You grabbed it from your desktop.
Yeah, I grabbed it from my desktop because I downloaded it a little earlier today.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and because Adobe's not playing nice, they're not letting me see where the download link is. Anyway, I'm sure if you guys just spend a few minutes searching around there or look it up on the web, you can find how to
Would
download.
you be able?
Go ahead.
Would you be able to find those files that you're just trying to download on the Creative Cloud? Because it said that it Creative Cloud files option when you're looking for color library.
Yeah, the other place you could probably find it is here in your libraries. So like if I go into my library, Creative Cloud, yeah, there it is right there. So, yeah, so, you know, because it's stored there in my library, it comes up in my library aspect of my program, right? But if you wanted to download it and load it into a different program, you know, you could always get the ASE file if you need it. Okay, so, all right. So the other thing I wanted to show you was a website, which is also really cool. I'm gonna, let's see. All right, let me go to this website. I have to go to the class website and then click from that, link from that. So here's the other site I want to show you. It's called colorlovers.com. And this is a great website. It's spelled the English way for spelling colors, which is C-O-L-O-U-R, colorlovers.com. And this site is a great site for getting color palettes. But you can also get things like, you can get patterns and other things as well. So let me show you how it works. Let me go ahead and move this thing out of the way. What you do is you type in the search box here, and you type some keywords for the kind of palette you want. Like, let's say that we want a warm palette, right? So I might click in here and I might type the word warm, and I might click the search box, and it's gonna come back with like 1 million different palettes that all have like warm colors on them, right? And this is a very social site, so you're gonna see a lot of comments about palettes. You're gonna see people favoriting it. You can get a free account here, and you can save palettes to your account. You can download them. But the palettes are much more sophisticated than this. Like you could type something like light blue. Like let's say you wanted a palette that was just light blues, right? Or light blues and related colors. And you're gonna get, you know, like I said, light blues and other colors that go with those. But you can also type things in that are just keywords like 1950s. Right? Like what were the color palettes that were used are popular in the 1950s? And you'll see some of these very muted colors that they use on 1950s products. Or even something more abstract. Well, I guess this is not abstract, it's just a concept, but like you type in the word spring, and then you get a bunch of palettes for spring colors, right? So this website is incredible. It's very useful. You can get a lot of options for color palettes. Like I said, you can save them and download them. And you know, if you want, you could even do something like get one of these color palettes and then go over to the Adobe site and mix up colors that are similar to that if you wanted to extend your palette even further, right? And in both cases, you can load those files into your Adobe products for use with your actual projects. Okay, so let me go back to the class website here.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, those are, I'm a real big fan of Color Lovers, and I also like the Adobe site. I think it's very cool. Okay, now I also have a link here to a video. Well, I'm sorry, it's not a video. I think it's just a web page. This is by Spoonflower, the people who print on fabric, allow you to do print-on-demand fabrics. But anyway, this is just their whole process for downloading an ASE file, which is what I just did with that dark.ase. Just how to download it and bring it into you know, a program like Illustrator or Photoshop. And as Luke pointed out, you can also bring it in via your libraries and stuff.
Is that so that they can print your colors? I don't get that.
What you mean on Spoonflower?
Yeah. Are you designing on Spoonflower, or are you just asking them to print something you're sending them?
You're just asking them to print something you're sending them, and they're giving you tips on how to actually create things.
And you download your palette to them?
No, they're just showing. They're just, you know how some websites have a help section that tell you how to do things. This is just telling you how to make things on your computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Now, the assignment that I wanted to talk about for today, and of course, you know, I'll give you guys some time today to work on your projects and get caught up. And then when you are caught up, the next project we're going to work on is this one here, designing a mascot. And so I have that PDF pulled up right over here. And so you're designing a mascot for a product. And so it says, you know, look at an overview of the drawing tools, learn and practice using the pen tool, pencil tool, direct selection, add, subtract anchor points, and convert anchor point tool. Okay. So what we'll do first is we'll talk about those tools, and then we'll take a look back here at this assignment sheet. So if I go into Illustrator, get rid of my little thing here, turn off my guideline by hitting Control and then colon. We have some drawing tools over here. We have the brush tool, which of course, you know, just makes like sort of lines like a paintbrush. And of course, if you have any kind of drawing tablet at all, those lines are going to be very interesting. They're going to be very sophisticated lines. Let me see what happens when I turn this thing on, if I can find my pen. Maybe I can just use my finger here. Let's see. Nope, it's not going to work with my finger. I have a drawing tablet plugged into this, but I can't find my pen right now. So I'll find it later and then draw in here a little bit. But anyway, as you're aware, if you use a drawing tablet, you can get thin to thick lines and all kinds of interesting things happening there. We also have the pen tool, which is a huge, it's a huge part of Illustrator, and it's also somewhat difficult to master, okay? But let's take a look at that real quick. And let me real quick, let me check. Okay, we got one person who got kicked out of the forum, so I just had to let them back in.
I have a question, because I was looking for pens.
Okay.
Because I have an iPad mini, but it's an older one. It's a mini too, and so it said to get a Bamboo Sketch because it was pressure sensitive, but then they're out of stock.
So are you trying to use the Bamboo Sketch with the iPad mini?
Yeah, because the iPad mini 2, my version, like I have this Lenovo pen for my Lenovo laptop. I don't know if it's pressure sensitive. I'm going to have to check that out. But the Apple Pen actually won't work with the older iPad mini 2, and they don't make them for the phone yet. And so they said Bamboo Sketch, and Sketch is out of stock with Wacom or Wacom. So I don't know
what you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to match the pen to your device. Then it has to be available.
Well, you might have to just wait until those sketches are back in stock.
I could get the $79 sketch for $200 on Amazon.
Yeah, no, not worth it. Okay, so let me talk about the pen tool here. So if you go over to your toolbox and you click on this tool right here, the little pen nub, this is your tool that's going to allow you to click and then move your mouse and make a point and a path, right? So if I click once, it makes something called an anchor point. If I then move my pen over to the right and click again, it makes another anchor point and it draws a path between them, right? And I can keep doing that all day long. I can drag my mouse out and click and make anchor points and then click there as well. Now, when you draw a path, it's usually a good idea to close that path, which means go back to the origin point and click on it, and that will make a closed shape, okay? Now, in addition to drawing just straight lines with your pen tool, you can also draw curved lines, and this is how you do that. Take the pen tool and click once on your screen and hold your mouse down, and then drag straight up. And that's going to pull these handles straight up from your point, right? Now let go for a second. Take your pen and move it over to the right, like maybe about an inch or two to the right of that original point. Go ahead and line it up on a straight line with that original point. Click, hold your mouse down, and now drag down, right? And what you're going to make is a curve like that. Now, if you do the same concept, you move over about an inch or two to the right on the same straight line as the original points, click and drag back up again. You're going to make this kind of wavy line. If every time you click, you drag up and then down, you're going to make this kind of wavy line, which is just indicative of how Illustrator can make curved lines as well as straight lines, right? Now, the pen tool is the primary tool for creating vector shapes that are what you might call organic, you know, sort of hand-drawn shapes. But it has several different options underneath the pen tool that help you with making these shapes. There's a pen tool that will add additional anchor points, which is called the Add Anchor Point tool. There's one that will subtract anchor points, which is the Delete Anchor Point tool. And there's one that will help you take anchor points and change the curve that's related to those anchor points so that it's, you know, either more or less of a curve or even a straight angle, right? I'll show you what I mean. If you click on your pen tool and you click and you draw out a polygon, which is just, you know, a shape with X amount of sides, make sure you go back to the beginning and click on the origin point at the end so that it makes it a closed shape. Well, now you've got your shape, but let's say that you're like, oh, I really wanted there to be an extra angle over here. You can click on your pen tool and go to the Add Anchor Point tool and click right in the middle of this path right here, and it will make a new anchor point, right? Now you can go up and click on your white arrow tool, click on this little anchor point and drag it out, and it makes a brand new angle for you to play with, right? So that's the Add Anchor Point tool, right? Now let's say that you played with that and you're like, oh, you know, I kind of liked it better before. Well, now you can click on your pen tool, hold your mouse down, and come down to Delete Anchor Point tool. Take that, click right on the point you just made, and we'll get rid of that point, right? So, okay, we've got the pen tool for creating shapes. We've got the Add Anchor Point tool for adding more points, and the Delete Anchor Point tool for getting rid of points, right? Now, finally, the fourth tool that we have when using the pen tool is called the Anchor Point tool. This is one that looks like an upside down V, right? And what this does, you take this and you actually click right on an anchor point and you hold your mouse down and you drag out from that anchor point. What it does is it drags out these little handles, which you can then use to manipulate the curves, right? And you can manipulate each curve independently because there's a curve on either side of this, right? So you can manipulate this curve and then you can click on it again, you know, bring this curve back to where it originally was, and then you can manipulate this curve. So this is what allows you to make unique shapes in Illustrator and to edit them, right? Now there's other pen tools in here. There's this one here, right underneath the pen tool set. This is called the curvature tool. And this one actually draws like curved lines as you go. Instead of drawing straight lines like the normal pen tool, this one will allow you to create curved lines. And I'll be honest, I don't really use this tool very much. It's probably because it was introduced later on in Illustrator, and I already got used to using these four tools, so I didn't really feel like I needed this one. But you guys might try this and find that you like it a little better than some of the other tools. Okay, so let's see what else we have to talk about before we look at this assignment. So we talked about the drawing tools, the pen tool, okay, the direct selection tool, add and subtract anchor points, and the convert anchor point tool. Okay, good. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, underneath the brush tool, and it may be hidden by another icon above there, there's something called the pencil tool. And the pencil tool, you know, once again, it's like the brush tool. It just creates a static line, you know, a line. And but the pencil tool line is thinner and a little more pencil-y than the brush line, which looks a little more like a blob of paint, right? And there's other tools in here that you know you'll find useful. The erase tool can erase parts or entire pieces of your drawing. There's tools in here that will smooth out your path, like the smooth tool. You can run that over. And if your path is really, let me go ahead and make a path that's really jagged like this. And then let me click here and go to the smooth tool and start running over this. And what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to smooth out this path a little bit. I guess it's doing it, but it's really subtle. And you see how this is getting more round as opposed to the straight edges of these other ones. So that's what a smooth tool does, right? So, you know, these are the really basic tools: the pencil tool, the pen tool, and the brush tool. And, you know, we'll start there with using those and with creating things. And then as you have more questions, get more advanced, we can get into some of the other tools. Okay, so let's go back to the assignment here. Before I jump into this, any questions from you guys about any of the drawing tools? Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk about this assignment. So it says, make up a company you would like to draw a mascot for. So you're creating a mascot for a fictional company, right? Then create your mascot. Think about the theme and the image of the company product. What personality should the mascot have? Friendly, stuffy, dignified, laid back? Should it be a human or animal or even an object? Should it be tall, thin, short, old, young? What colors make sense for this character and company and product? Now, as an add-on to what you see on the page here, I've also written on the website that I want you to come up with a color palette for this mascot. And you can do that by going out to Color Lovers and finding a color palette you like, or going to color.adobe.com and mixing your own color palette and then putting it in your library. Now, make sure you give your mascot a name, and you know, then go ahead and create your mascot in a format like this, where you've got your mascot and it says what the name of the company is, and it says what the name of the mascot is. Now, we do want these mascots to be in color. And of course, we want you, this is the tough part, we want you to create them in Illustrator. So in other words, this is gonna be an exercise where you get to use those drawing tools to try and create something, right? Now, I have gone out on the web and I've done a little search for mascots, and I found a bunch of like cereal mascots. Let me see if I can find those guys real quick. There's a Wikipedia page.
To design your color?
I can't hear you.
Where does it say to design your own color palette and add that and then the directions? Because I was looking to.
It actually says that on the website right here.
Oh, right in there. Sorry.
Add-on assignment. Create a color palette to use for your mascot.
I was inside
Okay.
this file. Okay.
So here I did a little Wikipedia search for cereal mascots, right? List of breakfast cereal advertising characters, and the list is unreal. Like, I know you guys know some of these characters, but like, look at all of them. General Mills alone has dozens of little characters that help to sell their cereals, right? Trix the Rabbit, they're actually using Pac-Man, Lucky the Leprechaun, you know, you're familiar with many of these. Kellogg's, okay, has a bunch. Looks like they're using Donald Duck to sell one product. Tony the Tiger, of course, is a big one. Woody Woodpecker, Yogi Bear. Nestle has the Nesquik Bunny. We've got Fred Flintstone helping us sell Post cereal. Quaker Oats, Captain Crunch, and so on and so forth, right? So, you know, if we just take one of these, for example, Tony the Tiger, and of course he's on your sheet, he's a really interesting character. Actually, I had a student who did a whole presentation on just Tony the Tiger once, and it was really interesting. Tony has a whole backstory. He's like an Italian tiger, and he's got relatives that, you know, that they've named in advertisements, like his father and his sister. And, you know, he's got a set personality. He's very upbeat, and he's got a set voice and a set look. He wears this little red bandana around his neck. So, you know, they've done a lot to give Tony a set persona and a set look, including a color palette that makes it so you recognize that character and he's easy to sell products, right? Let's see, let's find another one. Where was Captain Crunch? Oh, how about Count Chocula? You guys know him? Right? So there's Count Chocula. He's like a little vampire guy that sells the cereal. And then, let's see. Where was Captain?
Are they showing on yours? Because, oh, okay, there.
Here we go, Captain Crunch. Yeah, and then of course Captain Crunch, another famous mascot for a cereal company. Now, you guys don't have to do your mascot for a cereal company. You can do it for any kind of fictional company. But you know, these are just some examples of different mascots. Cereal has a lot, so it's easy to jump in and find those. Okay, so that's the assignment I'm going to give you guys right now. Does anybody have any questions about the assignment itself, or about color palettes or drawing tools, any of that good stuff?
Yeah, you said we had to make it in Illustrator, right?
Right.
So does that mean we can't draw it and upload it into Illustrator?
Well, if you do that, then you have to recreate it using the Illustrator drawing tools. So,
okay.
So let's say I did a pencil sketch of a character. I uploaded it to my computer and I placed it in Illustrator. Then I would do something like use the brush tool or the pencil tool or
Right.
even the pen tool.
Okay.
Okay.
You wouldn't just image trace whatever that thing was and turn it into vector art.
Well, let's see. Let me find a pencil drawing of a mascot, and I'll show you what I mean.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it sounds fun, but I don't get it.
All right. Well, let's take this little dinosaur dude here. Boy, there's a bunch of weird ones here. I want to maybe this. I'm looking for something kind of simple.
Do the toast one you passed.
The toast.
Which one?
The toast one. So scroll back up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. That one. Oh,
okay.
It's a little sandwich.
Okay, sandwich. Okay. So let's say that I uploaded this thing to Illustrator, right?
Yes.
So there's several different ways that I could work with this. The first is I could go under Object, Lock, and then Lock Selection. Okay, and that would keep him locked to the page so that I wouldn't necessarily move him around. Now, the other thing I could do is I could put him on a layer and I could lock that layer, right? By just clicking there and then make a brand new layer that I would then do my drawing on. So I'll make a new layer. I'll even name this layer drawing. And then I could name this one sketch or something like that, right?
Hey, Greg,
Yeah.
like, is it okay that I already have an idea of what I possibly want to do?
Yeah, of course. That's fine.
Great.
Can you show me how you draw on that? I don't want to lose track of this because I'm.
Yeah, so you want me to show you me drawing over this guy?
Please, just a little at least.
So I'll show you 3 different ways. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to call this one ink, or, you know, which is like, I should call it paint probably. Paint. And then I'm going to call the next one pencil. And then the next one, I'm going to call it pen, the pen tool. Now, give me just a second. If I can locate my drawing stylus, this is going to be so much better. Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. All right, so unfortunately, to use my drawing stylus, I'm going to have to move over here, and I'm going to be out of view of the camera. But you'll see my pen happening over here. So let's start first with the paint layer. Okay, so I'm going to click on my paint tool here. And I'm going to go ahead and give myself like, let's see, I don't want to stroke really. I think it's just a fill you use with paint. Let me make sure this is what I want. Okay, good. All right, so now I'm on the paint layer. Like I said, I'm gonna be out of the frame here for just a minute while I draw, but I can still talk to you guys. So, so now I've got my stylus, and I'll show you an example of this stylus. I can start out. Let's see.
So it doesn't really do it in Illustrator, I've realized. It's really weird.
You're right. It doesn't do the different kind of points, the thickness to thin kind of thing. Yeah, so all I'm doing is I'm just merely tracing my guy.
I got it. Okay.
Okay, in Illustrator, right? Now,
Cool.
and of course that's going to end up being vector lines, right?
Right.
Okay, so then, you know, the next option is very similar. I can lock that layer and then turn the eyeball off so I don't see it anymore. Then I can go to pencil, which is down here. And now I can draw a pencil sketch version of this guy. So here's what my pencil looks like, right? And so now I'm, you know, drawing these lines.
Okay.
And of course, this is where the stylus is so incredibly cool. And of course, if you ever want to check how you're doing with your drawing, all you have to do is turn off the original layer, and it shows you just what you've drawn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now the last one I'll do here is with the pen, which I misspelled here, P-E-N. And of course, the pen makes really gorgeous lines, but it's quite difficult to master. But if you put some time and effort into it, you can get good at it. So, okay, so now I'm clicking on my pen tool, which is right up here. And I'm going to click here once, and then I'm going to come down here. I'm going to click again. I'm going to hold my mouse down, and I'm going to drag it out so that I get the angle of this sandwich, right? Then I'm going to put it over here. Then I'm going to go back here, right? And I'll just try and do the outline of this sandwich's head, right? And here's the thing about this. You're almost certainly not going to get everything just right the first time. And so you'll have to come back and make adjustments, right? Which is okay. That's kind of the way, that's what the anticipation is of this type of product, right? So you can see, for example, that my line down here at the bottom is not very good. It's not very accurate. But what I can do is I can zoom in here, and now what I can do is I can click on my pen tool and go down here to this anchor point tool. I can click on this little anchor point here and drag one guideline out so that it matches up to the left side, and then drag this guideline out. Just click on it once to make it straight. So now I've got a straight edge there and then a curved edge for my sandwich edge. And if I want to, I can just keep adjusting this, right? So, you know, and once again, you can always double check, you know, by turning the other layer off and see how you're doing. And you can see that there's areas here that need work that are not that good. And I can just come back in and fix those, right?
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, so that's a couple of different ways to draw. And this is fun, you know, you get to design a character. It can be very simple. This mascot, you know, it could be a piece of toast. It could be a pickle, you know, I mean, whatever you want it to be. But have fun with it, because this is a fun assignment. And okay, any other questions about drawing or color palettes or the assignment itself?
Greg, I've got a technical question.
Yeah.
I've got an iPad and a MacBook Pro, and I've got the Adobe Illustrator Draw app on the iPad.
Okay.
Is there a way I could like hook it up to Bluetooth maybe? And I know how to transfer a drawing, but I was wondering if I could like see it on my computer screen.
From the iPad?
Yeah.
There is a way to do that. There's a piece of software that you have to get, and I don't think it's free.
You can't just do screen mirror?
Yeah, well, right. You could do okay, let me back up a second. a couple of years ago, I wanted to mirror my iPad screen and my monitor screen. All right. And so I bought a piece of software, I think it's called Duo, and I was able to do that. Now, but of course, every time Mac introduces a new Macintosh and a new iPad or something, they add new features. So I haven't checked recently to see if there's like just some.
Built in.
Is there?
Oh yeah, it's built in.
You've
You
done
just
it?
swipe down from the top of your screen. Yeah, I do it a lot. You just swipe down from the top of your screen, and it's one of the options near like where the flashlight or whatever. There's different things.
Oh, really? It'll share your screen?
It says screen mirror. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Do you have something like that, Robin?
Yeah, I could look into it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if I swipe down on my iPad like that, it shows that, all those things. You familiar with that, with the brightness and all that?
Right. Right.
Right, there's screen mirror. And it's on my phone, and it's on, this is a 2013 iPad, so.
Oh, so it should be on the new one.
It's updated software.
Cool. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, good. So you probably won't need this. Google Duo. What is it called? Google Duo be used on an iPad.
I got a lightning port adapter. It's a lightning port for my iPhone, or you could do it on your iPad, and it goes to HDMI. It's one end is lightning port and one end is HDMI, so you can plug right into your monitor. So you don't have to screen mirror. You can cable over if you want to.
Oh yeah, my app is so outdated that it doesn't even make the top 7 anymore.
Do you see this? This has lightning port for a device, like a Apple device.
Yeah.
I got one for my USB-C for my Lenovo also, but on this end is HDMI, and later when we do show and tell, you'll see my setup. I look like an air traffic controller over here right now, but I have so many screens, it's ridiculous. But you can charge your device here. You want to get the one with the charger and the HDMI, and you can see your screen without screen mirroring if you have any connection issues.
Okay, that's cool.
Stable.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, really interesting.
Okay, so so I'm going to give you guys some time in class now to do one of two things. One, catch up, on your work, or if you are caught up, the other thing you can do is start working on the mascot idea, and whatever format works best for you to draw it by hand and scan it in and just place it in Illustrator and draw on top of it, or create from scratch in Illustrator. And don't forget to create a color palette for that character as well, because we're combining sort of both things into this assignment.
I have a question.
Question.
Yeah, I just took my Lenovo pen and I clicked on the brush tool in Adobe,
Uh-huh.
and I'm drawing right on that thing. Is that what you were doing?
Well, I have a Cintiq, so I was drawing. It's a monitor you can draw on, so I was doing that.
Yeah, I'm drawing on my touchscreen laptop in Illustrator.
Great.
With this.
Perfect. That's awesome. Then I guess you got something you can use.
I have a question. We just have to draw one character, right? Not 3.
Yes, that's correct.
And
can't draw.
it can be anything I want. I can even make it myself.
Yeah, it can be anything you want, and it can be for any kind of fictional company you want.
Okay, and I have to use my own color palette that I have to make for
Yeah, right. You can, yeah. Use a color palette that you create or that you modify from an existing color palette.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Do you make a closed shape and color it, or do you just color it in later?
Well, my recommendation for you is to make every area of your drawing a closed shape, because like, okay, let's say that I was going to make this little sandwich guy, right? So the first outline of the front of the sandwich is a closed shape. Now, if I open my libraries here, this is the color, this is the theme that I created, right? And see how I can just click on this theme and fill the sandwich with the color, right?
Either I got screen laggers. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, libraries. So, having the combination of closed shapes plus your color palettes gives you a lot of flexibility as far as like creating objects, filling them with color, and then moving on to the next one.
So you would have a different layer for like his eyeballs and a different layer for his shoes and a different layer for his.
I probably would, because it's a lot simpler to do things in layers like that. Some people might be really comfortable with working all in one layer, but that can be a pain because you have to do so much arranging of objects, you know. I would probably group things. Like if I was doing this guy right here, I might have one layer that's his body, another that's his appendages, another that's his face or something like that, you know.
Got it. I have a question, just generally.
Yeah.
As part of digital art, required that you can actually hand draw things?
Well, it's not required.
I am the worst. I can make stick figures, sort of.
I don't think there's any test that they give you that says, you know, hey, we want you to do an ad for our company, but first take this little drawing test. Can you draw Tippy the penguin, right?
No.
They're not going to make you do that. Now, of course, the better your drawing skills, the more tools you have in your toolbox, but it's not a requirement.
I've made block houses like a kindergartner and some stick figures.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
pretty much.
You know,
So.
you could, if you chose to, you could make a mascot that's very geometric. Like you can make a mascot that's an orange, and you could make a circle, and you could give him some sort of oblong feet that are made out of ellipses. You know what I mean? You can create something out of geometric shapes.
Or being me, I could make it just an abstract paint blob.
Right? You could, your mascot could be the blob, you know, and it's just like, I'm just an abstract character.
Yeah, well.
Hey Greg, I'm trying to download one of the color palettes, and it was working until I chose to download it as an ASE.
Right.
And then when it tries to open in Illustrator, it says that the file is an unknown format and cannot be opened.
Okay. This is how you have to open it. Go into libraries and tell me when you're there. I'm sorry. That I told you the wrong one. Open up swatches. Go window swatches.
Okay.
Okay. Now click on the little hamburger menu in the top right, and then go to Open Swatch Library.
Okay.
And then go all the way down to Other Library. Now, in this window here, go navigate to your ASE file.
Okay. I also see it in the libraries tab.
Yeah. Library is a good way to use it,
Okay, cool.
because then you don't even have to bother with all that junk. But
Another question.
yeah.
I just realized that I painted something silly one time. And I have a photo of it, right? So I put the photo into Illustrator, right? And I saved that as the background layer, let's call it, whatever. And I don't have to change that into vector art because I'm going to be tracing over it, and then I'm going to throw that part away, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, okay, let's say that there was somebody in this class that's really good at pen and ink, right? And and there probably is. They could probably draw something in ink and then place it in Illustrator and then do that trace command and turn it into vector art. Do you know what I mean?
I did that with a picture that's in my show and tell. But if I put my picture, you call it a pixel picture or something?
Yeah, like a raster-based picture, yeah.
I put that in there, but because I'm going to be tracing over the top of it, I don't have to go through the object trace /
Correct.
because I'm going to be doing something different this time. I'm going to be.
Right. Yeah, that's what most people do. Like, that's what I did with this sandwich here. I just basically placed him into Illustrator, locked him down, and just started drawing on top of him.
Right. So you didn't convert it, whatever that thing was, outline or
Yeah,
trace.
it's really not worth doing that unless you have a super clean piece of black and white art, because
And then because you can.
Well, the image trace is not good enough to do something like this sandwich guy when he's in pencil.
Really?
Yeah, it's not gonna. I mean, I can show you if I unlock this guy right now. Let me see. I'm gonna delete this.
Because I had a question on it because it was a picture. Like a lot of my pictures are not good quality pixels, and so if I turn it into vector art, does that mean I can blow them up and keep the at least whatever clarity I started with?
Well, the idea is vector art is super clean. And you can see that this drawing of this sandwich is very rough. Like there's lines that go beyond where they're supposed to and stuff. So you would almost never use image trace on this guy because it would be too dirty, too unprofessional. What you would do is you would place this guy and redraw him using like, you know, the brush tool or something like that.
I was hoping to compensate for my underwhelming quality of some of my photos by turning it into vector art and maybe getting a cleaner image.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the trace image works really well with good, clean black and white art. And then everything else is a little bit, it's a little sketchier on. I mean, you can do things like convert a photo to vector, and that can look really good. But on something like this, like watch, if I change this.
Well, that's what I'm talking about is photos. Convert a photo to, because most of my stuff is photos.
Right. So, well, there is a feature in here in image trace, which is, let's see, high fidelity photo. Okay. And
I didn't see that. Rats. Okay.
Yeah, if you drop a photo in here and you do a high fidelity photo, it's not going to really improve the look of your photos. It'll turn them into vector, and it'll make them look a little more like an impressionistic painting than
Yeah,
a photo.
I kind of, that's what happened to me. But and that's like some of the photo groups I belong to, and it's impressionistic, and one's called Art of the Blur. There's a little bit of a tie-in. Some people suggest when you're, what is it, nearsighted like me, you see the world a little blurry, and so you lean towards that type of art. But
okay,
I don't know if that's technically it, but you know.
Here, check this out. This is, if I turn this guy into grayscale and image trace him, that's what he looks like. So you can get kind of a good, you know, like wash painting of this guy, but you're not going to get a good black and white drawing that you can use for a logo out of trace image.
Yeah, and that, I think that's gonna be a problem for me because I like all the muted stuff.
Okay, well, remember that we're also going to learn Photoshop in this class. So some of your aesthetic might work better with Photoshop.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to give you guys a chunk of time, and then I'll check back in with you.
What do you see first? Like the human or the animal, or
oh yeah,
you know, the... Cool.
Nice.
Thank you. And I decided to add a picture of my bird.
They're so cute. I love the blue.
Thank you. I know, he's so cute.
He's cute. All right, very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Carolina, anything from you? Let's see.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't hear you guys.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, how did I get in there?
Is that not
That's my
supposed to be
daughter.
there? It's really cute, whatever it is.
Aww.
I made that for a friend.
Oh, that's cute. Toothless. Oh.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Who's this little gal? Is this a relative of yours?
No, that's my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cute. Was that 4th of July or?
Yeah, that's 4th of July. Somehow it snuck into my pictures.
It's really cute though.
Thank you.
Nice.
We had recently gotten out of the pool. That's what she's with.
Okay, Kim, do you have 300 pictures for us?
I do.
Yay.
I decided I'd condense it though. So we were talking about the character design stuff, and my first thought was, okay, you have to open it. Like,
Oh, it wouldn't open. Oh wait,
it did.
yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I think you actually remember this from the animation class when we first started designing the characters. I just drew up my turnaround.
Beautiful.
I still haven't edited more little lightning bolts into her design because she uses electricity powers and stuff. Other than like the small necklace on the far side of her like performance outfit. Her
She's
name's
so
Echo.
cool.
Yeah,
Of course, that's a
cool.
stage name.
Is this like a superhero or something?
Sorta.
What is
She
this?
prefers more of just performing because she's I've already lost my train of thought, but she sings. She's part of a band. She usually like keeps the public away from where all the destruction is going on.
Oh, I see.
Oh, cool. Reminds me of like Scott Pilgrim versus the World character or
Mhm.
something.
Nice.
That's what I thought too.
Then, so we saw this one last week, so we can skip over this one. So this was for the last class I was in. We had to design characters based off a flag. I don't have the flag in there. That probably would have been a smart idea. But I designed fairies. So far left is the queen, middle is the knight, and then the far side is a peasant.
Oh.
That's good.
You hand draw those or?
I did.
Really pretty.
Throw in the flag next time. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I'll edit the picture and I'll throw that in. We can look at it real quick next week. The video does exist. Don't lie to me. This is the animation I did.
Oh.
I have a lag on my screen. I'm still on the fairies.
I don't get my kicks out of you. I don't feel the way I used to. I know it's bad after what we've had, but I'm just not the angel you knew. I don't get my kicks out of you.
Cool.
I like that.
I started cleaning up that one in a different file, and then I thought, I'm not going to get this done. So that was one of the final projects I did last class, the animation one. With this one, we had to draw a certain character 30 times in like 10 minutes. That sucked. I hated it. The first ones looked so bad. This one looks so good.
I love the blades. The blades look so like it really pops out, I guess. And the I guess the point of view of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I like your bright color palette on all your characters.
So I can't stand dull colors. I can't stand them.
Understandable.
We're polar opposites.
Everything is bright. This is the other turnaround that I did, which somehow looks like it got changed, but I know it didn't.
Nice.
In fact, the girl that was jumping up in the air holding the same flag, that's her.
Mm.
That's like normal outfit.
Nice.
Yeah, looks good.
Mm-hmm.
All
And
right.
I think that's the last one.
Nice job, Kim.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm now officially out of stuff for show and tell, so hopefully
You have
work
to create
doesn't.
more.
Huh?
That means you have to create more.
Right? Like it's not a bad thing, but it's also a bad thing because work decides that I work all weekend and then go to school all week.
Oh, there you go.
So it'll still be fun.
Luke, Beta, do you have anything new, or is this what we looked at last week?
Well, art. That's an image that I selected for the art showcase. Yes.
Oh wow.
Cool.
It's like the Iron Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his spongy metal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
I still find it hard to draw metal for me, so I like how like the shapes are with this.
Yeah. You could do a cool version of that in Illustrator with gradients and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good, Luke.
Thanks. What should I have brought more? Like, how much should I have done?
No, there's no minimum or maximum.
Unless you're me.
Except, well, the maximum only applies to Kim, but yeah, just one is fine.
I mean, this was the one I found looked the most like I could give it without giving too much context.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The face is cool.
I'm always a fan of mechanical stuff.
Yeah. You're good at it.
Let's see. I don't think Brianna's with us, so I'm going to skip her right now. Serena, you got anything in there, Serena?
I do. I added a few more things this time. Not the first one, it'd be the second one because the first one's just that first one we saw. So this is kind of like the same thing I mentioned last time. I was just like in the community and I was able to draw another character. So this one wasn't my favorite, but I just thought I might as well just add it in.
I like it.
He's cool.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, but just like a normal person.
I probably should have just added the original pictures because, yeah, they made you use these type of templates. I'm not really a fan of these templates, but I mean, it is what it is for the, I guess, compendium, I guess what they called it.
Looks good, though.
Thank you. This one, I don't know if anyone knows the series, but there's an anime that I love watching. It's kind of like called Fate. She's from a show or one of the shows called Fate Apocrypha. You can find that on Netflix or I think Hulu as well.
Fate Stay Night series.
Yeah,
Oh.
just like one of the other ones. And this one specifically was for my friend for like Christmas time.
Is
And
she a berserker?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she is. But I drew her for like a Christmas present for him because he loved her.
Looks good.
Thank you. This one is also from Fate. This one was from Fate Extra. I don't know if you guys will know it, but she's one of the characters from there, and she I don't know, I really like her. I really dig her because she's just like a casual, like, oh, I'm just a gamer girl type of thing, or chill person, and she hangs out with this tall sun god type of dude, I guess, who, if you look in closely at the TV, and I put in air quotes, it's supposed to be him, I guess, but this one took a while.
How are you making those? Are you painting them or?
I use them, well, I drew them off of my drawing tablet, and I've been using different programs.
Mm.
I like
Yeah,
that
so,
TV.
huh?
I like that TV.
Oh, thanks.
The shadow. I think it's pretty
Yeah,
nice.
thank you.
So what are the programs? Just curious.
So the one that I used for this one was called Metabang.
What?
It's nothing really like Illustrator. If I had to compare it, it's something similar to Paint Tool Sai, which is just like another drawing thing, but I think you have to pay for that one. Metabang, you don't really have to pay for it, as far as I know.
Okay.
But it has the same concepts, and I just draw out like a base of it, and then do like several rough drafts until I get to the point where I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that pair of shoes somebody standing there, or is that like
It's her boyfriend.
just for shoes?
It's not her boyfriend. It's it's funny, but I guess in the Fates, like the Fate anime type of thing, there's this thing called servants, and they're like historical figures. And hers specifically was Karna, the sun god. So this anime, the series has brought me into a lot of history, I guess, behind it. So they have, like, for example, for the first one, they had Arthur Pendragon, they had Medusa, they had Hercules, Cuthulain, and all that well-known history stuff. Just anime version.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. And this one was, I guess, my most recent one. It was for a art raffle that I did on Twitter, and I was able to draw one of my friends' OC. I'm not big on drawing animals or let alone that much background, but I tried.
Boys with how their heads are shaped.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you do an art raffle, are you giving away a digital or a printed version of the file?
It's digital, it's for now.
Okay.
Eventually, I want to start doing more like printing, but just for now, just like a digital piece of it.
And then you'd have to do that, convert the two files, right, to the CMYK and the RGB.
Probably, I think so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I
like
love the bunnies.
yeah.
I know they're not the focal point, but I love the bunnies.
Mm-hmm. Me
It's
too.
so hard to draw animals.
They're cute.
Thank you. And I think that's it for me.
Well, one possibility in the future, if you get some funding for the art raffle, you could upload some of your artwork to Redbubble, and people could win this art on like T-shirts or stickers or other media.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Cool. Looks
Yeah.
good.
Thank you.
Okay, Milo, anything from you for show and tell? Let's see. I don't see Milo, so I think maybe he cut out. All right, Adrian, are you still with us? I do not see Adrian in the list of many people. Okay.
Did you look at the bottom of the screen like before, just in case they're...
Yeah, I'm checking my participants to see if they got, looks like they're not in, so, but they haven't asked to come back in yet, so we'll see, maybe they will. Let's see, I think Claudia is here. Claudia, have you got anything? Claudia? Okay, we're
I
skipping
hope they're
that.
not having trouble. I have screen lag, but I didn't get kicked out or anything.
Okay, Mia, show and tell week 2.
Yeah, there's just a couple of things in there. I wanted you to, and that was me. That was a picture that I put in there and played with the effects. I just was enamored with the fact that I could do that. I mean, it's not the best looking thing, but I just was playing around. So I just was sharing that I put a photograph in there.
It looks good.
I don't know what I think I converted it to whatever you said.
Oh, wow.
That's my setup. I'm working on it.
God, that looks cool.
I am like, and that's actually a self-portrait I did in a photography art class, that thing on my background there, but it's like graduated screens. It's like my cell phone, a tablet, a small laptop, a little TV, a bigger TV. I feel like I'm in an airplane cockpit now. It's really funny to me.
It's a nice setup, man. I think all of us would enjoy having that many monitors.
It's okay. I have my laptop, I have my drawing tablet, and then I have this empty space for whichever I put here, which is usually food and drinks and whatever I left on the table.
Yeah, there's an even bigger monitor across the room here, but I can't see that far. So I have to put it a little closer to me. But that one's called, I named that You Will Not Defeat Me, because I'm like really struggling to keep up with this class. So I'm like,
yeah,
I'm gonna do this. So I thought you guys might laugh.
Nice.
And photos, there's a couple of photos or something like this, so you can just skip through it. Because I'm more photography. I don't know how to paint or draw. So those are 2 are car wash and one's rust from a truck.
Oh, that's cool.
I love going into car wash.
That.
Just snapping
I like
pictures.
that one on the right.
Is that fascinating? Sometimes you see faces. I have one that looks just like the screen paint. It's so much fun for me. I'm very into random and abstract. But yeah, I see faces, ghouls, animals. It's really fun. And the other one looks like a lake, but it's actually just a piece of rust from a truck. A little blue one. And then keep going more. There should be some more photos in there. I don't know if you can see them. My screen's lagging. Did it switch?
Yeah, you can't see them?
No, I have screen lag. So which one are you on now?
Well, now I'm on the second slide.
Oh, well, one of them was like a homeless hobo that I did a cubist photography thing, and the other is part of the library building downtown. You probably saw that. It looks like a pyramid.
Yeah,
that's
what we're
that
on.
was digital photography. Yeah, class at Pima. Yeah, those are digital photography class. Pima.
Look nice.
Thanks. And then the next ones are just cell phone things down at Sunsites, because I love being outside and in the Tulies.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there should be some more. I'm on the truck. I don't know what you guys are seeing.
We're on the donkey.
Ruby. And Middlemarch. I don't know if anyone's been over that road. Awesome road. It's down by Tombstone. Mile 1, man. That's all down at Sunsites by Kochi Stronghold.
Okay, now we're on it looks like a sort of a flower image.
Yeah, so those 2 are actually photos out in Sabino Canyon, and then I use my cell phone apps to adjust them. You can make them painterly. So those are 2 little flowers out in Sabino, and that's actually Sabino Canyon, but you just use photo apps to turn them into, they look like paintings. So that's how I do art. I don't have drawing, and well, you'll see, because I'm using my one and only like a watercolor painting for my mascot, and you guys are gonna really see how bad a drawer or Picasso-ish or something. I don't know. So I do photography. So
nice. That was really cool. Thank you.
On.
Thank you.
Robin, have you got anything in there today?
Yeah, the S&T. All of these today are a type of printmaking called intaglio.
Wow.
I always love that stuff. I've always loved that stuff.
Yeah, it's like you etch on a zinc plate, you etch it in acid, and then you roll it through like this big printing press with ink.
Is that
There was a
fun?
guy.
Oh yeah, it's my second favorite form of art aside from watercolor.
Do you know Nicholas Wilson down in Tubac? His stuff?
Mm-mm.
He made his first press with a truck, and
No
he
way.
would drive over some stuff. He's so talented. You should look him up. He's multimedia artist, Nicholas Wilson.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just sad because there's a lack of resources with people who do love printmaking. So it's
He's a
one of my
print-
dreams to have like a printmakers co-op one day, have a bunch of presses
You
for
should
people.
you should get in touch with him. He had a coffee shop, and he did live demos and stuff. I don't know what he's doing now, but he's in Tubac.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, he's really established and seemingly into sharing it.
Yeah, my neighbor actually has a press. I haven't used it, but
yeah,
I'll look into it.
I just love his stuff. When I go down there, it's mesmerizing. He's in that Karen Newby gallery down there. Some of this stuff
Cool. Cool.
might be online.
Sounds pretty cool. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different like techniques and textures you can get, which I really like.
That palette color there, those colors, when I accidentally made my photography portrait thing, there's a guy that intuited it was like, it's called the human palette or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up over because it's those colors. It's like the color of humans or something. I can't remember if he can't see. He's colorblind, I think. I can't read something.
So this is the same print as the first one, but it's just showing that you can do like a bunch of different color inks on each plate.
How many plates are in this one?
This, I believe,
Is it just?
this is one plate. You can layer 2 plates.
Oh, no.
And I've
Okay.
done that before. Yeah, this is just one plate now.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it looks good.
Beautiful.
I love how organic it is. Like that major over theme.
Yeah, I think that's just my style. Like I can't do anything else.
No, I understand.
What was it?
Oh, we were just talking about different types of styles.
And what kind of style did you call it?
I call it organic.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
It's Harbison, the human color wheel. Human skin. Neil Harbison.
Sorry, what?
Those colors, those organic colors, it's Neil Harbison, the human color wheel.
Cool. I'll look it up.
I was enamored with it because my thing made itself, and then it turned out to be a thing.
So Alma, is this a new thing in here?
Yeah, that's new.
Okay. That's great.
That's my son.
Oh man, that's great.
He's crazy about Spider-Man, so I took a picture of him.
Now, was he actually wearing the Spider-Man costume?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, and you just colorized it?
Uh-huh.
That looks great.
Thank you.
What fun.
if you see him, he's gonna go right up to you and tell you, "I am Spider-Man."
That's really funny. It's funny how
Ironically enough, I have a Spider-Gwen outfit, so I ran around con once and I had these little kids come running up to me and hug me, and it was amazing. They were so cute. Their dad was freaking out. I was like, I'm so sorry they've done this to every Spider-Man person who's been here. And I'm too busy like sobbing. It's just like, it was so cute.
So do you have anything new, or should we wait till next week to see some new from you?
I did included some, but I mean, I don't mind. I guess we can share.
No, we can look at it.
Yep.
I didn't know if you had anything new.
I just want to compare video games, like the old graphics, like from 1998 to right now. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Look at that. That's unreal.
Yeah. And I'll share a video to you so you can show it. Maybe it's just like the first 45 seconds of it.
Okay.
I wanted to tell you this because you always do this here.
That one on the right, is that one even more recent than the one in the middle?
Yeah, the right side is the most recent one.
Oh, okay. Looks like it.
Jeez.
Yeah, very big difference. And I have a video that one I sent you. Maybe you can play it at the end. It shows like how the game back in the days can be performed if people push it to the limits. And I thought it would be interesting to show the class behind the scene instead of watching just the game itself.
God, it's unreal, the improvements.
Yeah.
What game is this?
This is just Warcraft. It's just Warcraft 3 compared to Warcraft 3 right now, Reforged. They call it Reforged, but it's just a updated version or remastered version.
I've totally heard things about the Reforged version.
Is this the one you competed on?
No, I competed on all of them besides this one. But I competed one of the games that is modeled out of that game.
Kids are big into gaming. I gotta impress them by telling them who you are in my class. These are really beautiful.
So how did you give me that video?
Oh, I just sent it to you on a link to YouTube on the chat.
Oh, on the chat. Okay.
Yeah. So I thought that would save more time instead of me uploading it.
Let me bring that up.
You can just show the first 45 seconds or the whole video if you want. This is pretty much the game being pushed to the limit in 1998.
ATM은 액션 커뮤니티 약자로 성숙도를 나타내는 평균 수치가 되거든요. 제가 생각하기에 58 정도의 ATM 수치는 200대 후반에서 300대 초반까지는 나와서 그러니까 자기가 생각하는 거 그림을 최대한 게임 안에 표현할 수 있는 그런 단위라고 보시면
수면림이 빨라야 될 것 같기도 해서 좀 이렇게 쓸데없는 이렇게 손 동작? 좀 손 빨리 한다고 뭐 그런 것도 연습하고 뭐 오래 주머니 같다. 그런 것도 전에는 처음에는 지금은 그냥 꾸준히 연습하는 게 제일인 것 같아요. 그냥 보통에서 좀 약간 빠른 정도? 네, 많이 빠르지는 않고요. 그 스타에 비해서 머슬에는 그렇게 손이 굳이 손빠르게 빨리 할 필요가 없거든요.
Okay, I think I'm going to pause that. But so this is the type of gaming that you did. You were moving that quickly.
Yeah, I did on the first one.
Wow, that's incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's not like I'm not an art major, so I took this class just to learn the software itself. So I don't really know what to show. Unlike everyone, some take photos or whatnot. So this is the closest thing I can share.
It's wonderful.
That's fine. I mean, it's still very interesting and still related to digital art. So thank you.
Yeah.
Like another world.
Luke, what have you got anything new in here?
Yeah. The broken glass one at the top.
So is that a real? Oh, that's a 2-dimensional with broken glass on it.
Yeah, it's on a canvas, like the broken beer bottle and a bunch of I like stuck a bunch of pieces on like plaster, some kind of plaster, and then I caulked them in because I was working as a painter and I hated it, so I just wanted to do something to capture that era, and that was that, I guess. And then I painted all around it and whatnot.
Is that's the beer bottles in the plaster, and then you drew also, or it's just that's what it looked like?
Yeah. So it's all the black things, those
I
little
see 'em.
tiny things. That's all that's the glass, and then all around it is a bunch of just like ripple effect.
Are the ripple effects created digitally, or is that actually? I guess that's where I'm.
No, it's just paint.
It's really cool. It's a very cool mosaic.
Thanks. Thank you.
Really awesome.
What else is new in here?
The one that says Mark, and then there's the other one, Logan. I've been doing charcoal drawings. The picture didn't really come out super.
Wow.
Like the paper, kind of yellowed, but.
Looks really cool.
I think it looks
Thanks.
good that it's yellowed. I like the contrast.
Yeah. Thanks.
I really like these shadow details you have in there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, I just wanted to get some practice doing like realistic stuff. So I visited my hometown in Oceanside not too long ago and took some pictures with my friends, and like, that was
cool hometown.
Awesome friends.
Looks great. And then what was the other one?
Yeah, there's one more charcoal drawing, the Logan one. That one. Basically the same type of thing.
I like the yellow too.
Thanks. It's just that's not the way it really looks. Wow. I guess that's part of the digital. It's a digital accident, really. It just kind of happened that way.
Okay.
The paper's like white, it's supposed to be kind of like more of a grayish, but it's
right. Well, when
like
we go
super yellow.
Yeah, when we go into Photoshop, it's pretty easy to remove that kind of yellow cast to things.
Yeah, I would love to That's what I'm looking forward to, is learning more about Photoshop, because I don't know nothing about Photoshop.
Okay. Looks great, man.
They're
Thanks.
beautiful. Very talented. It's a cigarette. That's pretty awesome. Do you have time to look at one more thing? It's pretty weird.
Okay.
It's in my folder. It's that guy, Neil Harbison, with the organic colors. But you guys, I think you'll be intrigued.
What's on his head?
Exactly. He is actually accepted now as the first official cyborg. He's colorblind. He hears colors, and that is literally implanted into his head.
Whoa.
I know. Sorry, I was looking up that Neil Harbison. I know. He's literally a cyborg, and he hears the colors. He's a famous artist. If you Google him, I put his name there, Neil Harbison. That does that palette.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the future.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
I just thought you might like
Made
that.
it.
Cool. Well, let's see. Did I get everybody? Is there anybody I missed that had something they wanted to share? Okay. Well, cool. As usual, great work from you guys. I love seeing it. I love seeing what you're doing. So what I want to say is, if you have some time this weekend and you have some catching up to do, please catch up on your assignments. We're going to actually finish up Illustrator early next week. We're going to have like a big sort of final Illustrator assignment, and then we're going to move on to Photoshop. So if you have time this weekend to catch up to what we're doing, please do. And then you'll be ready to move on into the new stuff next week. Okay, and any questions from you guys about anything?
This whole course is like 5 weeks in total, right?
Yeah, it ends on August 4th.
Yeah. So this is basically end of week 2, right? Or
This is the end of week 2, but of course week 1 only had 2 days in it, so it was kind of like a half week for us. Yeah, and so we'll finish up Illustrator early next week, and you know we have like a week and some change on each program. So you know, we spent like 6 days on Illustrator, so we get like basically 1 more day, and then we got to move on to Photoshop.
You're saying that as if I'm sad that we're leaving Illustrator. Goodbye, Illustrator. I don't like Illustrator.
Kim has her clear biases, but
I'm extremely biased.
Okay.
Illustrator
Still
is
stuck
horrible.
in Adobe though.
yeah, well, I mean, Illustrator and Photoshop are both great at what they do, you know. So
Yeah, but Photoshop is definitely better.
okay, Kim has spoken.
But Kim, you do art, but you use the Photoshop for art, not for photos.
Yep.
Okay. Did not know this.
So, like all the pictures that we showed, with the exception of the character turnarounds,
Yeah.
all of those were done in Photoshop.
No idea you could do that in Photoshop.
Okay, so thanks again, guys. I hope you have a great weekend. And
Yeah, I'm gonna love being at Starbucks getting yelled at by people because they don't like to wear masks.
you guys, please make an effort to get to Starbucks and yell at Kim.
Yeah, which one?
It's in a Bashers', I'll give you that. You'll never find it.
It's like a treasure hunt. You have to find Kim and yell at her again.
Sabino Canyon has one.
Nope, not that far. That's too far away.
Okay.
Oh, you gave it away.
I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for today, but thanks again, guys, and have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
See you on Monday.
Well,
Right.
bye.
I can't wait for
Bye.
Monday.
See you, everybody.
I won't have to work. Goodbye.